Lesson 2-2, Comparing and Ordering Integers. The main idea of this lesson is to be able to compare and order integers. By the end of this lesson, you're going to be able to compare two integers, and you're also going to be able to put sets of integers in order from least to greatest. So, when you have two numbers and they're graphed on a number line like we have down here, the number that's farthest to the left is always going to be less than the number on the right. So the important thing here is the number to the left is always less than the number on the right. So for example, if I had the numbers -2 graphed on a number line and 1 graphed on the number line, -2 is less than, or it's smaller than 1. Okay, so remember the number to the left is always going to be the one that's less than or smaller than the number on the right. So here's an example for us to do. We're going to replace this gray circle with a greater than or less than sign to make this statement right here true. -5 and -3. So what we might want to do is we might want to make a number line. And in my last lesson I talked about when you make a number line, it doesn't have to be a perfect number line where we get a ruler out and we make sure we space everything out perfectly. And since both of my numbers are negative here, I'm going to put 0 here. And -3 is going to be right here. And -5 is going to be right here. So here's -5 and here's -3. And remember, the number to the left is always less than the number to the right. So that means the -5 is less than the -3. So that means if you were to draw your inequality sign in here, you'd want the inequality sign opening up towards the 3 because it's the bigger number. So this statement would read -5 is less than -3 because -5 is farther to the left on a number line than -3 is. Another way to think about it is, because you're probably thinking, well, 5 is bigger than 3. I always like to remind students, think about it this way. Would you rather owe someone $5 or would you rather owe them $3? $3 is closer to being paid off than still owing $5. That's why owing $5 is smaller than. You're still farther in debt than you are if you only owe $3. Here's another example for us to do. The elevations in feet for the lowest points in California, Oklahoma, and Louisiana are listed here. And we're going to have to take these elevations and put them in order from the highest to the lowest elevation. So we have -282, 289, and -8 feet. And we need to put those in order from the highest to the lowest. Now let's see. If we want the highest ones first, those are going to be our positive numbers. And the only positive number we have here is 289. So that number is going to go first. And now I'm going to make a little number line for us. I'm going to put 0 here in the middle. I'm going to put 289 way up here. That means 8's going to be really close to 0 here, right? And -282 is going to be way down here. So if I were to put these numbers in order from highest to lowest, that means I'm just going to start up here at the top where the numbers are the biggest because they're the farthest to the right, and I'm going to go all the way to the left listing them. So 289 is going to go first. Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. It's not +8, it's -8. I'm going to put that over here. Sorry about that. So I'm going to put them in order from going from the right to the left because we want the biggest to the smallest. So 289 and then -8 and then -282. And now they're in order from the highest elevation to the lowest elevation. Make sure that you're really careful about your negative signs and that you notice them, because see, I made a little mistake and I forgot the negative sign in the front of the 8.